Hey guys, it's Kira. Thanks so much for coming back to my channel. Today I wanted to go through the steps with you of how I get my Bread of the Month Club breads ready for my customers. I started a Bread of the Month Club about 3 or 4 months ago, and the first bread of the month started in January of 2019. So this is our third month of actually doing it, or my third month of actually doing it. And what it is that customers have the option of buying a subscription to the Bread of the Month, and every month they get a specialty artisan bread, and they prepay at the beginning, and it's a discounted price, so they actually end up saving money rather than buying a bread every month. If they buy the subscription on the front end and pay up front, then they get 12 months at a discounted price, and every month I come up with a new flavor. It's seasonal sometimes it's themed based on holidays that may be going on that month. My first one in January was a rosemary and Kalamata olive bread. It wasn't themed at all, it was just the one that I wanted to do that month, and everybody got the same one. And then in February I did a Greek beet bread with Greek seasoning and dehydrated beet powder, and it made the crust a really gorgeous pink color for Valentine's Day, and kind of like the Greek seasoning is a play on like the Greek goddess of love. And now it's March, so I'm getting ready to do one based kind of themed on St. Patrick's Day, and I kind of debated whether doing a green bread or doing a traditional Irish soda bread, and I ended up deciding to just go with my regular artisan bread and making it green. So what we're gonna do, hey baby, help, you need help? Okay, I'm coming. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make my artisan bread and add green tea matcha powder to the bread, and it turns a beautiful green color, and I thought that that would be a great idea to do for March since it is around St. Patrick's Day, and I will show you how I do that. And I don't have a commercial oven or a commercial kitchen. I just time out my breads so that I can bake 3 at a time and get everybody out on the same day. I have 10 subscriptions right now, so I have to bake 10 breads right around the same time and get them all packed and ready to go on the same day. And I don't use preservatives, so it took a little bit of practice to get that timing down perfectly. So I'm going to show you how I bake 10 breads in less than 24 hours and get them all packed up and ready to go with this month's bread. I bake 5 breads in the evening, the day before they are to be delivered, which is tomorrow. And then I bake 5 breads in the morning, the day that they are supposed to be done. And the way that I do that is I mix 5 breads during the day. It's about 10:15, 10:30 in the morning right now, and I'm gonna mix them all and then bake them right before I go to bed around 8. And then as they're baking, I'm going to mix 5 more and let them rise overnight and bake them first thing in the morning when I get up around 5:30 or 6 in the morning. That way, the ones that I baked in the evening have time to cool. I slice them in the morning, get them all packaged up, and then the ones that I bake in the morning cool a little bit. I slice them up and package them, and then get them where they need to be, and I will show you how that goes. All right, so this is my setup. I have 2 KitchenAid mixers, and this one's mine. This one was my mom's. She never used it. She was like, hey, do you need another KitchenAid mixer? I'm like, when do I not need another KitchenAid mixer? So what I do is I pre-measure everything in my bowls. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because that's how many I'm mixing. So I'm gonna pre-measure all of my dry ingredients in my bowl. And then I'm gonna dump all of them into my first KitchenAid mixer, whisk it up really well, And then once that's done, I'm gonna move it over here with my dough hook. I'm gonna go ahead and put that on here. And then add the warm water and let that combine just enough for it to be completely combined. We don't want to knead it. It's a no knead bread. If you're only doing one, I would suggest doing all of this by hand. But since I'm doing so many at a time, this just saves me time, and especially since I have little kids, it just makes more sense for me to do that. So I now have all 5 of my bowls pre-measured with the flour, yeast, salt, and matcha. I'm gonna go ahead and start my process and show you how it goes. I also have a huge measuring cup full of warm water right here and a smaller measuring cup so that I can measure out the right amount for each spot without having to go back and forth between my kettle and wait for it to cool down to the proper temperature every time. So I just boiled some water with my kettle, poured it in here, and then let it cool down a little bit until it's just like warm. I can stick my finger in it and it doesn't hurt, but it's still warm. And I'm gonna use that as the warm water to mix the breads with. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and start and show you how I do it. And as you can see, it's not mixed up together, it's just all plopped in there. Okay, so now as you can see, it's all mixed, mostly. Then I'm going to just stick it in the bowl that it was originally in, cover it with one of these little guys and set it to the side. And while this one was mixing, you saw that I went ahead and put this one in there, that I went ahead and put the next one in. So now I'm gonna pour, that's very well mixed. Pour that in. Go ahead and get the next bowl in there. All right, guys, now I wanted to talk to you about my labels. So here is the certificate that each customer gets for their Bread of the Month membership. And I fill it out with their name, and if somebody bought it for them, I fill out who it's from. And then of course it has my Facebook page so that they know how to get in contact with me. And under the membership begins in, I write the month, and then I circle which membership length that they have. And I also write it down in my own notebook so that I have a reference for it. And then on the back is some pictures of breads that I've baked before. Again, my Facebook page so that they know how to get in contact with me, and just a little slogan that I put together. And I designed this on Vistaprint, and it let me put my own photos in there, and I was able to adjust this however I wanted. I went into PicMonkey and made this, and then imported the image and did my own writing and stuff. And there are different levels that you can do. Like you don't have to have a back, you don't have to have it in color. It costs less if you don't do that. And then these are the labels that go on the actual the bags of bread. So in my state of Oklahoma, I don't have to be licensed to bake bread as long as it's unperishable. To bake at home and sell those baked goods, as long as it doesn't need to be refrigerated, it doesn't have fresh fruit, it doesn't have meat in it, and I have to clearly label that it is made in a home that is not licensed, so that people know, for I guess liability reasons. And I have to label what it is, which is why I left this empty blank space. That way I can write in what bread it is. And again, I have the Facebook site. That way people can get in contact with me if it's given as a gift. And I put these on every single one, and these aren't very expensive to make. And I wanted to make sure that my logo matched, so I made this with Vistaprint as well.